Hello my dear students, I hope you all are doing well at home. I am Anjana Jindal and I welcome you all in my English literature class. So children, today I am back here with chapter number 6 of our Mulberry book, and the name of our chapter is Tenali Rama and the Dream Kingdom. So children, let's enjoy. So children, our story is Tenali Rama and the Dream Kingdom. Children, it's a picture story, okay, and the whole story revolves around the two characters. First is the king Krishna Deva Rai, and second one Tenali Rama. Tenali Rama was a minister at king's court, and he was very clever at solving problems. So children, this story is about a dream of the king and a demand, or we can say an illogical demand, which the king put in front of his courtiers. So children, if something is logical, it makes sense. To solve a problem, we often have to be logical, right? So, let us see in this story that how the courtiers came out of that problem. Okay? Here begins our story. There once was a king named Krishna Deva. He ruled over the mighty Vijayanagar Empire. One night, he dreamed of a very beautiful palace. The palace was so beautiful, it was made of glittering stones and it floated in the air. It had 100 rooms, and each room was painted with beautiful designs. The palace could light up with 1,000 lights or be made to disappear into the darkness by merely wishing so. So each day, the king kept thinking about the palace in his dream. Even when he was supposed to be working, he kept on thinking about his dream palace. So he thought that tomorrow I'll tell the courtiers about the dream I had. So next morning at the court, king told his courtiers about the dream which he had last night. He said that I dreamed of an extremely attractive and impressive palace which was floating in the air. So children, not everyone at the court was wise or honest. So most of the courtiers wanted to flatter the king, hoping he would reward them in return. Right? Yeah. So some greedy courtiers, they tried to flatter the king. They tried to encourage the king so that king will become happy and reward them. So one of them said, "My king, your dream is indeed marvelous." Listening to him, another started, "Yes, it is. Only a great king can have such a grand dream." So the king got encouraged by his foolish and greedy courtiers, and he made a public announcement. He announced, "I want my dream palace built. Go find me a person who can design and build such a palace for me. I will give him 100,000 gold coins." The courtiers were shocked by the king's announcement. Their mouths fell open. But what could they say against a king's command? Most of them did not have the courage to tell the king. They were afraid. They were very much afraid to speak in front of the king that it's not possible, just to tell the king that this dream palace is not possible as it is floating in the air. So children, nothing can be built which can be floated in the air, no? Yes. So it was it was just an illogical demand, isn't it? Yes. But the courtiers were not having the courage to tell the king. So they started discussion. They started discussing the matter, that how to come out from this problem. So one of them said, being worried, he said, "Who ever heard of a palace floating in air?" The other one said, "But yes, that's true. But how can we tell the king that it's not possible?" They were really very afraid. What to do? A few of the wise and honest courtiers tried reasoning with the king. They said that, "My king, it would be impossible to build over the clouds and air." How is it possible to build over the clouds and air? Another said, "My king, he speaks the truth. Such a palace cannot be built." But the king said, "Silence! I will have no more of your excuses, and I will not be pleased if you cannot build me a palace in the air." The courtiers were worried. They knew there was only one man who could find a way out. And of course, his name was Tenali Rama. Tenali Rama was a minister, a poet, and a clever person at a king's court whose duty is to make people laugh. So, after hearing all this, after getting all the discussions with the courtiers and all the people over there, the chief minister decided to go to Tenali Rama's house and speak to him. A few days later, see what happens. A few days later, a man tottered into the king's court crying for justice. So the king asked the man, "My dear fellow, what is the matter? Why are you crying? Who has been unjust with you? Tell me without fear and I'll give you justice." Listening to this, the man replied, "Your Majesty, I have been robbed," he cried. Hearing this, king said, "Who has robbed you? Just tell me the name and surely I'll give him a severe punishment," he assured the man. Then the man said, "Your Majesty, I will tell you, but you must first promise me that you will not punish me. I have nothing left." The king was very surprised to hear this, but he promised the man that he will not punish the man. And he sat back and listened to the man. The man continued, "Your Majesty, last night I had a dream. I dreamed that you had come with your group of people and your commanders, ministers, and robbed my entire life's savings, which was 5,000 gold coins." King replied, "How foolish you are! How can you believe that your dream can be real. Dreams are not true. They are not real. They cannot be true. The man said, if your majesties' dream of a palace hanging in the air can be made to come true, then why can't my dream be real one? But before the king could answer, the man tore off his false beard and hair. And it was none other than Tenali Rama. Tenali bowed low before the amazed king and said, Your Majesty, I apologize for tricking you, but this was the only way of convincing you that your dream of building a palace floating in the air is impossible. So the king burst into laughter, as the disguised man was actually Tenali Rama, and the king loved the way Tenali made him understand that the dream palace cannot be built anymore. So children, Tenali Rama was really a very wise man, right? He knew that if he would have told the king that his dream was baseless, the king might have got angry and took a sudden decision which could harm any of the courtiers or all. Isn't it? Yes. So he disclosed the truth of the dream of the king in a roundabout way. Yeah, and the king understood the fact in an amusing way, and he praised Tenali Rama for his wisdom. So children, this was all about the story. I hope you all have enjoyed the story well. So now children, here are the word meanings. Okay, let's see one by one the meanings of some difficult words which are being used in the story. So let's see, the first word is empire. So children, empire means a group of states or countries ruled by one person. As the King Krishna Dev Raya was the ruler of Vijayanagar Empire, no? Yeah. Now, let's see the next word. Splendid. Splendid means very beautiful. One night he dreamed of a splendid palace, no? Yeah, means a very beautiful palace he saw in his dream. Yeah. Now, the next one. Magnificent. Magnificent means extremely attractive and impressive. So children, when the king told about his dream in his court, no? So he used this adjective for his dream palace. He said, no, that last night I dreamed of a magnificent palace. Means the palace was extremely attractive and impressive. Right? Yeah. So it means extremely attractive and impressive. Now let's see the next word. Courtiers. Courtiers are those in attendance at the court of a prince or king. Okay. Next word. Encouraged means having received support and courage. As some of his foolish and greedy courtiers, they encouraged the king, no? Yeah, just to impress him, they encouraged about his dream. They said, yeah, the dream is indeed marvelous. It's a grand dream, isn't it? So they supported him. They were not knowing, no, that it will become a great problem for them. Yes. So encouraged means having received support and courage. Now the next word is announcement. In this chapter here, announcement means a spoken statement that informs people about something. He announced, no, the king announced to find out a person who can build and design a dream palace for him. Isn't it? Yeah, a palace floating in the air. Yeah. Now the next word is command. Command means words that tell you that you must do something. Okay? Yes. Now the next word, courage. Courage means not being afraid or not showing that you are afraid. Yes. So now children, next word is impossible. Impossible here means something that cannot be done. Means that dream palace, means a palace floating in the air. It's not possible, no? They told that it is not possible to build such type of a palace. Yeah. So something that cannot be done. Now the next word is jester. See, Tenali Ram was a jester at a king's court, no? Yeah. He was a minister, poet and jester at the king's court, right? Yeah. So jester means a clever person at a king's court whose duty is to make people laugh. Right. Now let's see the next word. Tottered. Tottered means walked with shaky steps. Means he was little frightened, no? Yeah, when Tenali Ram came into his court, Tenali Ram disguised himself and came into the court of the king, no? Yeah, so he walked with shaky steps. Yeah. So tottered means walked with shaky steps. Now let's see the next word. Justice. Justice means fair treatment. Yes. Now next word is severely. Severely means in a very harsh manner. Yeah, king promised, no, that okay, you tell me the name of that person who did injustice with you or did something wrong with you, so I will surely punish him severely. So means punish him in a very harsh manner, right? Yeah. Now the next word, astonished. Astonished means very surprised. King was surprised to hear, no? Yeah. Now the next word is entourage. Entourage means a group of people attending or surrounding an important person. Right? Yeah. Now the next word is apologize. Apologize means, children, to say that you are sorry. When you feel sorry, then you apologize. Okay? Yeah. So apologize means to say that you are sorry. Yeah. Now the next word and the last word is convincing. Yes, convincing means making somebody believe that something is true. Okay? So these are the word meanings you have to learn. Okay? So now children, I hope you understood the story very well. You understood the word meanings also. Okay? So now it's the time for your home assignment. So in your home assignment, you have to read the story again. Children, just read the story again for better understanding. Okay? And of course, to improve your reading skills. Okay? So read the story again and learn the word meanings. Okay? Okay then, bye-bye. Take care. Thank you for watching.